Hi everybody, it's Susan Iback, and we recently launched the preview of Visual Studio 2015. So I thought this week I really wanted to show you something that's new inside Visual Studio 2015. Show you a little tip of something that you can look forward to in the latest version. And one of the things they've done is they've added some touch support in the code editor window. There's some simple things we can do. When you're on a web page with a touch device, you typically scroll by simply touching the web page and moving it up and down. We can now do the same thing in the code editor window. Simply touch inside the code editor window and scroll and move the code. We can also select a line of code by simply touching the margin beside that line of code. You can see different lines of code being selected as I touch. I can even drag to select multiple lines of code. So drag from the top all the way down, or again, I can select an individual line of code simply by tapping in the margin. If I tap an individual word, if you double tap it, you'll select that word. So a double tap on a word will select that particular word or string for you. Something else we often have to do in the code editor window is bring up the context menu. We can do that as well with touch by simply doing a press and hold. So what we would have used to done with a right click of the mouse, we can now simply do with a press and hold. The other thing we often want to do when we're working with touch is zoom in. And I do sometimes want to zoom in on my code. In particular, when I'm doing presentations, I like to be able to make the code a little bit more legible. Well, you can zoom in exactly the way you would expect to with touch. Typically, we do sort of a pinch and zoom when we're zooming in on an image, for example. The only thing I will mention is in the preview edition, I'm finding that the pinch and zoom only works when the code window is undocked. But once I have that code window undocked, I can then zoom in or zoom out using that pinch and zoom with 2 fingers. So there you go, a new little tip for you. Visual Studio 2015 has added some nice touch support features inside the code editor window. If you haven't tried it yet, you can go to visualstudio.com, download it, and try it out. Have fun with it.